Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Adventure: 2020, episode 56, The Gold Wolf of the Crescent Moon. This time I'm joined by Quinn.
Hi.
Evie.
Hello.
And newcomer, Austin.
Hello.
Austin, would you like to introduce yourself just a little bit?
My name is Austin. I've been a fan of Digimon since Frontier, actually, was my first season.
I'm sorry.
I definitely will be critical of it, but I do enjoy it, so...
Oh yeah, me too. Definitely me too. Like, I like Frontier. Like, I like it, but like, I will rip that show to shreds.
Frontier had a lot of interesting potential that he does anyhow.
The potential is definitely really good, but...
But yeah, I've known Austin for, 5-6 years now?
Something like that, yeah.
So, things are wild.
Yeah.
Things are wild. And Austin is Bearmon on the... I just realised I didn't actually clarify which Bearmon, and now I'm kind of... Like, now you said Frontier's your favourite, I was like, oh no, it's always Bearmon, isn't it? It's Kumamon.
I actually rewatched Bearmon as in, like, the one with the baseball cap that says bears, yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank gosh. Because I was just about to say, well, there's Bearmon on the icon, and you chose a good one because Grizzmon was in this episode and died, which is the evolution from Bearmon. But then I was like, I had like a brain fart. I was like, oh no.
I was so excited about Grizzmon, and then it turned out Grizzmon was just a red shirt, and I was instantly sad.
Yeah, I was very excited. Like, oh, Austin's gonna be, really lucky that they're on the show because, Grizzmon's in this episode. That's such a good coincidence. But no, never dies instantly. Anyway, so welcome to the show, Austin. Got Leomond. And before we start, we've got just a little bit of housekeeping. So first of all, I did edit a bit into the last episode because it was news that came out after the recording. But there is something called Colin Atogumi, which is like after show or after program. And people are all like on the sort of sequel brigade for this news. I don't want it to be a sequel. So maybe I'm just thinking it's not a sequel. But like... with a name like Atogumi, I'm thinking like, after program, like it could just be like interviews with the staff.
It could be a lot
or something with that name.
Yeah, I'm leaning, me personally.
I am not against the idea of doing a 0-2 kind of thing with this, except like you'd need to fire the entire writing staff and try again.
Look, it could just be, but this writing staff, I think they could make probably a better 0-2, maybe.
That's probably true, but that's a very
with less episodes. Yeah,
at times.
But
I also really
I like a lot of 0-2, but go back and watch it critically. Yes.
Like I love the characters so much, but like just watching it and thinking about it, I would not recommend. But yeah, so there's no. From what I can tell, there's nothing to say that it's a sequel, but everyone's just instantly jumping on the fact that it's a Colin sequel, and maybe I'm just like wishful thinking. I just like, can we just have a new story, please?
From what I've heard of it, I think it's just like a interview with the staff, or maybe
I could maybe see an epilogue.
Yeah, like an epilogue movie.
I could see a movie, like a 30-minute movie, like Hurricane Touchdown sort of movie, or a Revenge of Gabumon sort of movie thingy, but. Anyway, so that's something that we didn't get to talk about in the show because I released the Raw and then this news came out just like 5 minutes after we stopped recording. So I quickly edited in like me saying, okay, there's a thing we talked about this episode like as a show that's only got 10 episodes left because we thought it did, but it may have more, but also there's new. But anyway, so that's the first bit of housekeeping. Second bit, and it's very exciting for me to say that I got internet installed. After 4 months. So the website's back, which means the link dump's back, which means the written reviews are also back. So yay, the website is back after I got an email saying your website is back up again. It was down for 2,036 hours, and I was like, oh no, that sounds so many when you put it like that. But no, I'm back.
You're
that's
a
good.
fifth of the way to finally learning how to be offline.
Yeah. I don't like the internet. I don't like not having the internet.
Yeah, same.
But I also don't like the internet. But also, we have Colin Atogumi, I have internet, and my last bit of news, and Quinn is probably hating me for putting so much housekeeping in, but Quinn has not had much sleep because she's in Seattle and she's been commuting, so she's literally sleepless in Seattle.
First of all,
I'm so glad I made that joke. Like,
As the
I
native
thought of that
Seattleite,
joke.
I love it.
No,
Look, I thought of that
I
joke
am so
an hour
tired.
ago. Yeah, I was like sitting like, an hour ago. I was like, I really need to make this joke. I need to make this joke. And I was like, Quinn, can I mention where you are? And then he's like, yes, I can make the joke. I'm sorry. But that's basically the housekeeping, unless anybody wants to keep Quinn awake for any much longer. Now we good?
I think we're good.
Cool. Okay, we'll move on to the show then, because I'm pretty much done with the housekeeping, and because I have internet, that means we're probably going to have not much housekeeping anymore, unless we get Atagumi news. But anyway, so on to the show. Okie dokie, just one more bit of housekeeping. So we've just finished the episode and we found out that Evie's recording actually cut out about 15 minutes into the recording, but she didn't actually realise this until about an hour into the recording, or an hour and a bit into the recording. So we are talking to Evie a lot during the podcast, obviously, because she was on the show, but for some parts, there will be no actual Evie talking. I will try to edit around that as much as I can, but in terms of her actual thoughts, she has provided them to us, and I will edit that in between the discussion and the outro, so I'll plop those in there. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, that at some point there may be sort of us talking and just not getting a reply. So that will be from Evie. She apologizes, but you know, it kind of happens. You know, it's a honestly, I know I say this later on in the episode, but it's a miracle this hasn't happened more. And we've lost a lot of recordings in the past, like back when it was just Jay and myself. So it absolutely just happens. So yeah, I will edit around as much as I can. Hopefully it doesn't take away too much from this recording, because I feel like it was a pretty great recording from all of us. But yeah, it happens. So, yeah, just keep that in mind while you're listening to this episode. So, yeah. So, I guess, enjoy the show. The episode starts with Yamato and Gabumon camping out, and Yamato wonders where the arrow is leading. Meanwhile, Gabumon is having a dream about being Crescarurumon, or rather, Crescarurumon existing.
Yeah, we're having weird, violent, prophetic dreams.
I like this.
I guess it's just
I love
a thing
this so much.
Garurumon has the power to do now.
I mean, as I pointed out when we were watching it, it makes sense because they are reincarnations of ancient warriors.
Yeah, I just wish it had ever come up before right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it sort of did, like, but that they have past lives, but...
Well, yeah, but
I kind of like that they did...
Using that as a
hinted at it.
device could have come up earlier, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I kind of liked, oh yeah, their past lives sort of thing, and it wasn't, like, super clear if that's what it is, but I'm fairly certain that's what it is.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
It does.
But it was kind of cool, and it was kind of a nice opening to the episode. It was like kind of... I'm just happy not to see Taichi, first of all. That's a positive. Taichi doesn't exist for the first 5 minutes, so that's good. And yeah, so we have Gabumon dreaming, and suddenly they're attacked by Zanbamon, which is just another boss from Digimon World 2003.
Yay!
And I love, whenever Digimon 2003 has, like, any characters come up, I'm just, and this episode has a lot. I was just
There's
like,
so
yes,
many.
yes. It's so good. And we also then see Grizzmon watching, because Digimon World 2003, and there's also a Strabimon, who is a Digimon who's been around since Frontier. So it's very good that Austin's on this episode, because this is actually Lobomon/Wolfmon's child form. So we
I
have...
did not know that they all had those.
Only
only
Gabumon
Lobomon.
Well, now I'm mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agunimon's one was in the show. This one only showed up in, like, the card games, and not even, like... It's in the Virtual Pets now. But yeah, it's not important enough, because it's not the main character.
Yeah.
But none of the other kids had
None of the
their
other
child
kids got
forms.
to weirdly go back to the real world sort of timey-wiminess, and also maybe die.
Yeah.
None of the other
Maybe.
kids got to do anything.
Yeah.
Koichi got to matter for 10 episodes, and then he was weak again. But anyway, it's not the
Kill
Frontier show.
Koji.
Even though it is. Just kill them all, basically. Anyway, kill the children. So we also have Hanumon, which
Hey, we
again
actually
is another
tried
sort
that
of old
last
Digimon.
week.
Yeah, and that was cool. So then we have all these unloved Mons showing up, and that's something I really like about Adventure Colon. Like, even when I'm criticizing it, I'm just happy that we get these unloved Digimon, or just these old Digimon who've not really shown up much, like Strabimon. That's great to see.
Yeah, I dig it.
Not many people probably know he exists. So that's nice, and I love him, but I don't get his proportions.
Oh, yeah,
He's got long legs and a short torso, and he's kind of like... He's like, I don't know, all I can describe him as is just a furry twink.
Yes.
Because he's just... he's just got these weird sort of like skinny man proportions. And I'm just like... This is just... Yeah, this is just... Yeah.
It is a
Nothing but legs, just
strongly
long.
furry episode, even for Adventure Colon.
Yeah, even like digital wolves apparently dream of electric furries or something.
Thank
I don't
you.
know.
I was trying to make that joke earlier in my head.
I'm like I was thinking about it. I probably thought about that episode, like making that joke throughout the entire episode. I was watching, like, okay, how does this joke work?
I was workshopping it in my head the entire time. I was like, does Gabumon dream of electric golden wolf things?
Furries.
Yes.
Furry
does
twins.
Gabumon dream of electric furries?
Yeah, that works.
Gabumon dreams of golden furries flows a bit better.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Anyhow.
Anyway, so we've got all these Digimon show up that Zanbamon then decides to kill, except for Strabimon. Grizzmon says he's leaving it all to Strabimon, and I'm just like, so glad Strabimon didn't just die, because this is a Digimon that, you know, has existed for so long, but has not really been in much. He was in, like, I think the Pendulum Z he was in, but not anything else ever. So it's nice to see him exist, and I'm glad he didn't die straight away, or at all, really.
That would have sucked.
Then we have... Yeah, I know, I'm really happy Strabimon's there. Anyway,
make
so...
the canon sequel, the Frontier sequel thing canon, you cowards. You only have, like, 10 episodes left.
I got a weird, like, Frontier prequel vibe from
Maybe?
this episode.
Like,
Oh,
it's wild.
I've had that. I've had the Frontier prequel, the whole, like, feeling for the whole show. Like, since I think even in the first chunk of episodes, I was like, hey, what if this is like a stealth prequel to Frontier?
We're a couple warriors shy, though.
It probably won't. Yeah, but
Well,
the only one that matters anyway, Taichi.
Yeah.
He's all of them.
Yeah, Taichi is actually 3 legendary warriors.
If we
it-
bring in the 02 kids, does that make it... Does
Well,
that
now
give us
numbers are
legendary
even...
warriors?
Well, now we have 11, which might be interesting. 12 if you count Ken,
Because it's 10,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
It's 10 legendary warriors.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's 12, then you could remove Gatomon and Patamon as holy Digimon, separate from... Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
hate
Willis.
it, but you're not wrong.
And Willis, because he's got the Cherubimon. We just always... I wish we would, like, take a time about how long we've talked about Frontier in this podcast, because I feel like we've talked about Frontier enough in this podcast to be its own podcast about Frontier.
The almost Frontier stuff is some of the most interesting stuff they have not at all actually done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Frontier has a lot of interesting ideas, and this show also has a lot of interesting ideas, and sometimes
And much like
they
Frontier,
kind of cross
it didn't
over.
execute on them.
Sometimes it's a circle, sometimes it's a Venn diagram. But anyway, so Garurumon attacks Zanbamon, and his attack goes straight through, but they end up rescuing Strabimon, who is just a weird proportioned little furry thing, I don't know. Zanbamon then vanishes at daybreak, so that's kind of good timing. They're about to escape, but never mind, it's daybreak, which Zanbamon disappears at.
Extremely convenient timing.
Yeah.
Hopefully following werewolf rules, kind of.
Yeah, I kind of got a werewolf feel, and for some reason I was sitting here like, what if, like, Zanbamon is actually Cresgarurumon and
Yeah, like
Cresgarurumon is also Gabumon, and it was like this, okay, we're going back to Frontier again, but the Frontier movie, when we find out that, spoilers for the Frontier movie, by the way, the two, like, warring leaders are actually the same Digimon.
Darkmon and Hippogriffomon.
Yeah.
because
I was
Oh no, just Griffomon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. No,
But it is Hippogriffomon. The
Yeah.
white is like the white one. Griffomon is like the brown, pretty.
Yeah.
It looks like Halcymon. Anyway, so yeah, I was just sitting here like I kind of wish that was the thing that they were going for, like a werewolf kind of thing, because we're Garurumon, werewolf.
That was a little
Disappears-
more clever
they're like-
than we could give this show.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so Strabimon returns to his village, and we get a bunch more Digimon World 2003 Digimon like Koemon/Monmon and
love
Kotemon.
Monmon. I was so happy to see Monmon.
It's so good. So and like there's Gazimon there too, which not Digimon World 2003, but just nice to be there, and they have the most adorable like reactions in the background. Like, I feel like the animators spent like as much time animating the Gazimon in the background than anything else in this episode, and that's fair. I like to also point out that we know that these aren't evil Gazimon because they have their ears back instead of up. It's the weirdest thing. Like, in every shot, the Gazimon have their ears back and down. It is so weird.
Showing that they're submissive and breedable.
And they're kind of adorable. Like, I love this, like, passive Gazimon. I want to protect. So it's adorable. So we have, he's shorter though. Yeah, we have Gizamon here, which is like the frog. I don't know why I've always thought of them as frogs, but they were in 2003. I think all of them, all good Digimon are in that game. It would have been in the card because the card game the card game is so good. Digimon World 2003 was good. The game was good. I liked it.
It was a good game. I haven't played
a
it
lot.
in a long time. I should do that.
Same. It holds up in terms of fun, but
Have
the
you ever
graphics.
beaten it?
No, I've put like 200 hours into that game. I could not beat that. It is very hard. I know in my save because my disc was like I played it too much. My disc was kind of like degraded, so I had to like I didn't want to like pirate it, so I copied the BIOS from my PlayStation. I copied the content of the CD. And like, I went really full on with it, and like I'm right at the end of the game. I don't know why I never finished it, but anyway, it's a good game. Anyway, so we have a Mojamon who gives me Digimon World 1 vibes, who tells Yamato about Zanbamon, and Zanbamon sort of exists and is like a thing that fights and disappears at the daybreak, and then we have them relaying to Koshiro this because we have to remember that he exists because he's going to have an episode soon probably. Yamato decides to investigate, and Gabumon is still thinking about his weird dream about being an electric furry. Then we have that evening, we find out that Mojamon is planning to do the patrolling, but Yamato says that he'll do it, and he wants to draw out Zanbamon with Garurumon's speed. And straight away I'm just like, why are we not just immediately using Metal Garurumon?
Remember that thing?
Then they end up showing us. Yeah, he's very fast.
That we never went to Metal Garurumon either.
We did. Like, we we got like flashback shots of all Greymon and Metal Garurumon.
But we didn't actually try doing the thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just plot convenience, but it is silly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, that's Digimon at some points. Yeah. So then we have Garurumon evolving to Garurumon Ultras mode to fight Zanbamon, and I would like just to point out that here in my notes, I'm like, we don't get an evolution animation for this because I guess we're saving that for when Taichi and Agumon inevitably show up. Literally, the next scene, the second after I wrote that, they literally show up. Like, we don't get an evolution sequence, so I'm not fully correct in them showing up, but I had a feeling that he would show up at some point this episode because sometimes they do that way.
Yeah,
But I literally didn't expect him to show up just straight away. Like, I was like, okay, hello, Taichi.
Nothing. He only had like two lines, neither of which were important.
Taichi didn't need to be in this episode. Like, like the same as last episode, he does not contribute. We know that he fights and they fought all night, but we could have had that with Yamato.
Yep, or another call from
I don't know why.
Or, I don't know, any of your girls that you have on this show.
Like, I mean, there's no reason why we have Sora and Mimi, who now both have their fully evolved forms.
Yeah, they could
and
help,
Mimi even has her crest.
They got given a different mission to do something.
Yeah, but Mimi has her her crest already glowing, so she has basically achieved that.
But
Sora didn't. Yeah, Sora didn't. Like, the only people who have, like, as of this episode, like, Mimi, and now we have Yamato this episode. But the weird thing is...
Yeah, the
very
Flash
unclear.
was...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's sort of started to glow, but not the same as, like, his crest didn't show up. But the thing is, Mimi should have showed up. Yeah, but... No, I thought it didn't show... I thought it just glowed. No, I mean, like, Joe. Because we were talking about who else has had the crest glow above their Digimice.
Yeah, Joe's just weird little flash at the end was just kind of funky.
Yeah, and it's unclear whether that was... fulfilling the destiny or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's very unclear what we're doing with the arrows other than filling in 8 episodes.
It's pointing to where you will get your crest, I guess. And and only 2 characters now have the crest as of this episode, basically. Yep. So that's the
plot
thing.
is almost literally on rails again.
I'm wondering if they didn't think of the Digivice changing colors until after Sora and Joe.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Taichi hasn't even had it yet. Like, he hasn't had his...
Well, no, he's going to go last.
Digivice do the thing. But
he doesn't need it to. He's already got 4 megas. I
would like to reiterate that we got War Greymon in episode 30, and we got Blitz Greymon in episode 46. No, not 46, episode 36.
And
so, yeah, episode 30 and episode 36.
Already.
Yeah, we've done a Megamon twice. I feel like it's more... Yeah, but I think it might be twice.
It is.
I don't know why I feel like 3 times, but yeah, he didn't show... I thought he was going to show up a 3rd time, but then he didn't. I was like, that's surprising. It was just War Greymon who won that fight. Okie dokie. That's believable. Anyway, so the next morning, Stravimon finds the group essentially passed out, and we find out they actually fought all night until the sun came up, and then we get shots of the battle where we see War Greymon and Metal Gurumon, which is kind of nice that the writers were like, hey look, they did actually evolve, so that's kind of neat. I like that. I like when the writers remember that characters exist. And then we have Koshiro reporting to the group about how there was a war in the area with Zanbamon, and so did this Digimon that Gabumon's been dreaming about, which is a fairly cool concept that we find out that Zanbamon's actually this curse that's kind of just around the area. And, like, you can tell that I'm lazy because my instinct is just like, oh, move. Like, at this point, just move.
I mean, yeah, they're like, we're the remains of a bunch of villages that he destroyed, so...
It sounded like to me that the curse was spreading out further and further.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. But, like, how salty do you have to be about losing that you end up, like, cursing the land
yeah,
for,
you just gotta do a genocide
centuries.
When you get mad. That's how you express madness.
Like, it's like, I'm so mad that I lost. I'm gonna just remain here.
I will devote my immortal soul to vengeance on any random person who comes by.
Imagine being that petty. That's how I... It's like, this is the hill. This is the hill he's literally dying on and coming back to haunt.
And then dies on again.
Uh-huh.
And dies on again, and then maybe he doesn't come back. I don't know. Maybe he will. I don't know, it's Digimon. Maybe he comes back as Digi-Egg and is just like, I'm still salty.
Ghost. I don't know if you can have double ghost.
Well, we had Wizardmon in Original Adventure, and he came back sort of in Try, maybe.
Yeah, he was definitely a ghost. I'm just not sure what happens if you kill Wizardmon's ghost.
He came back in 02 as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, he came back in 02 as a ghost, and then in Try he came back as...
on a poster.
Disappointment. He came back as disappointment. He was in the show as disappointment. He was just like, hey, Hikari, hey, Tailmon, I know that you've dark evolved, but like, hey, maybe don't? And then just leaves.
Wait, was
that's the thing.
In Try? I literally do
Yes.
not remember this.
He's in part 6 for about 5 seconds when Tailmon is Ordinamon.
I recently rewatched all of Try a couple months ago, and I was just like, there is so much fan service in this.
And yet nothing.
That is so forgettable because it's poorly
They literally
written.
tried to do all the ships, including the incest ones, just in a row to make sure everybody got what they wanted.
If you think that's bad, you should watch Kazuna, because they just decided to redo a bad guy's motivation again.
I actually liked Kizuna.
I am excited to talk about it.
I've only read it,
but I have not read it.
Oh,
or
I
watched
did not
it yet.
read it. I have not read the.
I've read the novelization, which is just like is the story, but none of the the emotion. But I just I was just salty because it's
talk about that sometime.
I would love to have Onkei on the podcast. That would be like that's like my goal. Like Onkei is just like I look up to Onkei, like senpai, like in a weird sort of like definitely senpai, but like. Anyway, I'm done fan boying and fanning over Onkei. Anyway, Onkei's great. Everyone just go check out Onkei, because Onkei's like, if you have read a translation, it's probably been Onkei's.
Yep.
Anyway, so where were we? I got distracted by talking about Try. Another thing that we could probably take out all the Try discussions and also make another podcast, because we talk about Try a lot.
The explanation that Zanbamon was a curse on the land.
Yeah.
The salty curse, right.
Is Zanbamon perfect or mega level?
I
think mega.
Okay.
Mega.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel mega. So yes, we have the salty curse, and then Yamato and Gabumon want more information about the salty curse and about the battle, and so they go to where he was sealed, because Stravimon takes them there. They find this sword fighter's sword, and then Garurumon's like, hey, I heard Pokemon Sword was really popular, so I'm gonna just put this in my mouth. And it's just, like, I like Pokemon Sword, though, so I'm just like, yeah, that reminds me of Pokemon Sword. I'm happy. That's the emotion that I have here, which is good. That's a good
fair.
emotion. Yeah. Though that night, Garurumon evolves to Garurumon in his evolution sequence, his boring evolution sequence rather, and Ultras mode is there too, just shows up quickly. We don't even get an evolution sequence.
If you're one of the
which is good.
people.
I'm so relieved that they actually remembered that they exist, but they also still use the non-mode changes. Like, I like how we use both of them. I mean, I would have been better if we got other characters to have them, but at least we haven't just forgotten them. That's cool too.
I want to go back to that whole corruption just causes random changes things. Can we?
Yeah, that was really
so cool.
Like,
Anyhow.
the miasma, like, causing corruption and just you evolving.
We kind of got that with Devamon being Anjumon's literal shadow.
We kind of did, but I wish that, like, that mattered.
Right.
More.
I wish it mattered
More,
to,
please.
like, any of the ongoing plot instead of just establishing back the story.
20 episodes after
please.
it would have mattered.
Yeah, like, okay, you introduced a cool thing. A Digimon can evolve in ways they did not intend to and potentially have some significant personality changes. How are we not going to have anyone comment on that?
Also, maracas also can cause magic evolution. I don't wish those maracas turned out to just be full of miasma. That would have been great.
Oh my god.
Like, that's cool. Fine with that. Or Pegasusmon, like, was just, like,
something.
Takaru just had, like, Takaru has, like, miasma in his pocket, and he's like, pocket sand, but it's miasma. And he throws it at Patamon, it's like, hey, pocket miasma. And then Pegasusmon, I don't know. It's a weird theory. Anyway, just shoves it down Patamon's throat, like, hey, can you do the thing? I don't know. Anyway, that was horrific. I'm moving on. Yeah, moving on to that. That was horrifying. So we have them fight, and then we have Garurumon using the ancient sword, which shatters immediately.
Yeah,
Yamato removes it because he's very strong.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to use this ancient sword. Yamato's buff. Like, he picks up this giant
sense.
spear.
There is no way Yamato is contributing anything.
It makes sense on paper that they're using the weapon that originally killed Zanbamon on Zanbamon
Yeah.
again,
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Alright, so every time we're saying Zanbamon, I hear Zambocom.
Sambocom.
I don't know what that is.
But-
Welcome to Zambocom. It's okay. It's an old joke from the 90s that you missed, and that's fine. It's
It
fine.
sounds
I'll
familiar,
I'll
like,
send a link later. It's just me being extremely old and very online when I was like 8 years old.
Oh yeah, I
feel like
online
it's
until I was,
locked-
like 15.
Yeah.
It's locked in my mind somewhere, but very far away, which makes sense because I think Quinn is like a year or two older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Anyhow,
I mean,
click
so
the
it's,
link
it's probably locked there.
and put Zombo.com in the description, please.
We'll do. It's from the .com era, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we have Yamato picking up a giant weapon, which is similar to, I guess, when we have Joe pick up the giant weapon of the big hammer a few episodes. Like, oh no, that was like 10 episodes ago. Oh no, was that? That wasn't 20 episodes. Oh my god, time is happening. That was so long ago.
Yeah, that was like the first episode of the filler arc.
The good episodes. So we have Yamato just being buff, and then Garurumon also helps by holding up the spear, and then they end up pushing Zanbamon back a bit. The sword
Garurumon
glows,
was
Yamato
bleeding.
gets his crest.
Yeah, apparently some
that was
Digimon can bleed blue exclusively
That
from
was
their
cool.
faces.
Blue blood Zanbamon.
The data bits that come off of Digimon when they die have always been blue. So
That's
it
true.
makes sense that it's blue.
Yeah.
But it's just
Who decided
weird
data
seeing
was
it-
blue?
It's weird seeing it like drip like
Well,
a liquid.
it's blue when it's good data. If it's red, that means it has a virus. Duh.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of, yeah.
Have we
that
seen
makes sense.
data?
No, I'm
Series?
just...
Okay.
Obviously, if we were going to have that, it'd be red,
true.
or it's just the miasma.
I feel like we have, at some point, seen, like, red glowing data, but maybe the Algomon? No, the Algomon was blue. Where am I?
think we're
I
just
swear
thinking
I've
of
seen
Digisoul.
red data. Yeah, I guess, but that's orange. Well, depending on what
Depending
colour
on
your
the
Digisoul...
character.
Anyway,
Yeah.
another series that's not
Show
colon.
me your Braveheart.
So, yes, we get the sword glowing, Yamato gets his crest glowing above his Digivice, where Garurumon Mega Evolves to Crest Garurumon and fights Zanbamon and is able to anime slice him. So he wins, explodes into blue, and he defeats him. And then after the battle, Strabimon wants to wield the sword now, which is great. This episode would have been great if it was just like, if it wasn't actually Garurumon evolving and it was just Strabimon evolving
Yeah.
and Gabumon just had a weird psychic
Lowamon.
connection.
The
That would have been just such a surprise.
sword also went back to its broken, rusted form afterwards too.
Yeah, same as Pokemon.
Did what it needed to do, and it made it clear that we're not going to have that evolution available, because that would be too convenient.
Maybe?
I have a feeling it'll come back.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking we're only ever going to do the one-offs on these.
I have also used the Digivice colon, so...
Fair.
Yeah. Austin and I just sitting here with our colon Digivice spoiler knowledge, sitting there going, ha. And also, I guess the DM20th spoiler knowledge of just like, ha.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have spoiler knowledge.
Alright.
Digimon, so...
Fair. Well, as long as we don't do a weird 0-2 thing, we're just gonna split into multiple Digimon and do all the evolutions all at once.
I was actually thinking about that, like...
Please
I
let
think
us
about
go
that
to
a
the
lot.
weird dimension.
I think about the weird dimension a lot. I like the weird dimension. Look, if you're gonna be on a weird dimension, you may as well have multiple of your Digimon.
You know, I kind of want this to be a multi-dimensional plot by the same Zanbamon.
Oh my god.
That would be great. It was just the same one. He's just
Belial Zanbamon.
Look,
We don't know what this great
don't.
cataclysm is gonna be.
I still think it's more
Millenniumon.
Not Machine
But
Dramon.
also Digivice colon knowledge. There was a bad guy there, but it was just question marks. So
Yeah, I didn't recognize the sprite, so...
Yeah, I'm expecting
eyeballs.
it to be a new form of Millenniummon, personally.
it's just Cthulhu. Just
Otherwise,
this weird sort of
maybe
like
it'll be related
weirdness.
to the weird thing from 30 episodes ago when we cared about the plot with the real world and the internet and all the satellites and the boats.
Yeah, the one with Calamarimon, when Calamarimon showed up and there was like
Yeah,
things
remember
going
when
on.
that
That was a
happened?
thing.
Yeah.
Remember how we can just chop out like Devimon and Millenniumon from the show?
Yeah, remember how Devimon was a side quest?
But look, in terms of Vamdamon being the big bad, like that's very Digimon to have someone so salty that they lost to change dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Millenniumon kind of came from Mugendramon and Chimeramon being salty.
No,
Oh yeah, that was
Mephistomon.
that was Mephistomon, but he came from I think Apoclymon
Yeah.
being
something along
salty.
those
I
lines.
thought it
or
was
something.
a different Pokemon, but...
Yeah, Apoclymon
No, 'cause it was the
caused
same
a lot
Omegamon.
of things, apparently. But
I thought that was the same Omegamon, but for some reason fighting Apoclymon, but it was the same Omegamon. I feel like it was just weird tie-in that was meant to be a thing, but never happened. I don't know.
I mean,
anyway,
Rio is from the Adventures universe and his tamers.
yes,
so...
but it's still very weird to establish that, oh, by the way, Omegamon can just is aware of the multiverse and doesn't talk about it much. You didn't ask.
Yeah, they didn't
Just
ask,
like
which they
Jedi.
probably should have. Yeah, oh no. Oh, this show.
Yeah, how come we don't
Anyway,
know that Kosher was adopted? Well, you never asked him.
Except Sora did. Sora, that's... Because
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there was the time he almost started saying,
because Sora was asking about Koshiro's family, and
we
he
just-
just refused to say anything.
Yeah,
and just,
I
And
just-
Koshiro was like, huh.
that was interesting when it happened, but like we sure should have done something with that by now.
Instead of the boat plot, we should have just had family time, because that would have been cool. I would have liked that. Or instead of like, Devimon happening so much, just like some family time. I don't know, anything. So anyway, we have Taichi and Agumon wanting their Digivice glowing too, because Yamato now has his Digivice and crest glowing, and Taichi just like, that's not fair. I have like 4 Megaforms at this point. How come mine hasn't done that yet? I'm like, because you suck and you have no personality.
Yep, you'd have to
Which is
demonstrate
true.
a character to have character.
To have a character.
2 of those Megas, one of them is Omegamon, which is half Yamato's as well, and Mugendramon kind of never fully evolved.
Yeah, but it's still
Right.
more than anyone else, and between the, you got the CGI evolutions, you got more evolutions, you get to a level higher than anybody else, and you're contractually obligated to be in every episode,
single
whether
episode.
you need it or not.
Oh, I was
Why
really
is
hoping...
Why are you like this?
I was really hoping that Taichi would show up for the final scene to just be like, hi, I'm here. Oh, everything's done. I guess I'm just here.
Please. Or just like, hey, my crest glows now too. Do you want to hear how it happened? No. Nah.
No, he's gonna be the last one to glow after he's helped everybody else.
Yeah.
I almost feel like Taichi's is going to glow
And his is gonna glow twice.
during the final
It's
episode,
the-
I feel like. Yeah.
It's the Sailor Moon thing of like, okay, my work here is done, but you didn't do anything.
No, we'll get a glowing the penultimate episode. Then everyone's gonna glow all at once for the final episode, and that's gonna be the solution because we gotta make a box out of Digivices or something.
Oh god, I forgot about
Nah, I'm good, thanks. Anyway, so the episode finishes up with us getting the encyclopedia. Again, my highlight every week. We're learning about Grizzmon, and Koshiro said that he thought it was really, really cool to have a sword, and then Tentomon starts to, like, swing around like he has a sword. I'm just like, I love these little bits of encyclopedia where it's just, like, Tentomon getting jealous. It's my favourite.
It's good stuff.
It
is very good stuff.
Koshiro brought up how Grizzmon has ice powers and that we never saw that.
It just never matters.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just taking his word for it that he does, but I don't know. Yeah, they were just like, the big swords. Very big swords. They happened. Alright, so now that we're done discussing the synopsis, let's discuss the discussions. So what were our highlights this episode?
Everything up until Taichi showed up was pretty okay.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it
I love
set
the
up
Digimon.
a mystery that was intriguing.
Didn't really get a resolution or payoff,
Mm.
but it was an interesting, opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a cool vibe. That's true.
Yeah, Gabumon, and I mean Tentomon too, though. There's a few of them.
Tentomon just says funny things sometimes. Gabumon actually almost has a character.
Yeah. Tentomon is
a
definitely
puppy dog.
plays off of Koshiro, whereas Gabumon is a character separate to Yamato.
Yeah.
But
Gabumon doesn't need Yamato for his character arc to work.
Tailmon had a personality for about 3 episodes.
Yep.
Because I can see which episodes. Because I'm looking at, like, my ratings of, like, which episodes I've chosen for favourite characters, and I can tell which one Tailmon had a character in because it's 34 and 35 because I picked Tailmon for those episodes. So one would assume that those were the two episodes where Tailmon had one.
Doesn't even have is hungry as a personality trait.
Oh, no, he ate the steering wheel in the Ponchomon episode.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I'm fairly
he
certain
used to
anyway.
have 1 note, and now he has 0 notes.
He is just Lizard.
Yep, he is just present.
Yeah,
cute, at
same.
least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really just loved the Digimon that appeared in this episode. I felt like it was a good
Yeah.
balance of, like, just old Digimon, and then we have Grizzmon, who is new-ish. It was in the Virtual Pets from, like, 2017, so he's kind of new.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, it's kind of nice to see, like, Strabimon, who's barely been in anything. We have Kotomon, who's been in Digimon World 2003 and the Frontier movie. We have Monmon, we have Grizzmon. It's just a nice sort of varied array of Digimon. It's just nice to see these Digimon. I just like Digimon.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised to know that.
I also really like Digimon. I did actually really enjoy the animation of the evolution to Grizzmon.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was very glowy.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I got to the end of this, and I can't say I have strong feelings about it. I did not dislike it the way I do a good number of these episodes, but I also can't say it's, like, top 10 or anything.
Yeah.
It was
Agreed.
fine.
It's definitely
an
okay.
episode.
It happened.
Mhm.
It happened. And I wish... Look, I guess we're kind of moving on to my lowlights, but my basically only lowlight was the fact that Taichi did not have to be there at all. Like, if you take Taichi away from this, you don't lose anything. Like, he did not do anything, basically. He fought, but...
He was not necessary for the plot.
Yeah, because... Wait, where did he go? Because after Yamato was just like, hey, I'm gonna go investigate where Zanbamon was sealed, I don't even remember Taichi even saying anything afterwards, or... I know he showed up, like, once during the evolution, maybe.
Yeah, like, he was present, and I think he said, oh my god, it's somebody at one point, but that's about it.
So, same for
Faded into the
Rosemon,
background
basically.
where he belongs.
Yeah, he needed to show up for the purposes of fulfilling contractual obligations, and that was
That's
very
so
clearly
weird.
it.
That's so weird. Like, why?
It kind of feels like the animators are fed up with that too.
Yeah,
because-
like, the writers, too, like...
Yeah.
It is, I honestly think it is just something that the voice actor has in their contract. But I also think that you didn't storyboard your season.
No.
No.
How? You never wrote a story in 50-some episodes.
It's
Like,
so weird. I think on paper, this season has some of the best ideas, but in practice, it fails and falls short so often that it
absolutely,
just does not work.
Like, honestly, I'd be interested to see, like, if COVID actually impacted the series that much, and if this series is just a result of COVID and it was going to be something completely different. I mean, it would surprise me if that was the case.
They clearly had some ideas for the plot in advance, but I definitely think there were 20 episodes of just, we can't do anything because we literally can't get enough actors in the studio at once.
I mean, there was
I also kind of feel like 66 episodes was biting off more than they could chew.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Oh, yeah.
Cardcaptor Sakura is 70 episodes and 2 movies, and there are maybe 4 episodes I'd say, yeah, you could probably skip that. As opposed to this, where there's 66 episodes, and there are maybe 4 episodes I'd say you should really watch.
Yeah.
And most of them are Mimi episodes.
Yep.
I also really like the Pegasmon episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying there's nothing, good about this season. It's just not as good as a lot of other things that are available.
Yeah. Much like
it's
Frontier,
definitely okay.
It has potential.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would still say this season is probably better than Frontier, just on the basis that they'd let the girl characters do things.
That's fair. And there is more than
they are able to
one.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, they win in their evolution episodes. How revolutionary.
Yeah. Oh, alright. I think I am about out of things to say. And also...
do we have... So that was kind of like lowlights. Does anyone else have highlights or lowlights?
I have one lowlight.
Yep.
Grizzlymon died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, same.
I'm so sad. I love Grizzlymon. And I was just like, yay! And then died instantly.
Yeah, that's like, I was feeling for you. Like, oh no, Austin. They're not going to be too happy here.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
And they all die. We don't have like many Tigermons that die as often. I guess Gabumon could be a tiger. I thought he was when I was a kid. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was a tiger when I was a kid. I don't know what was wrong with me.
I see where you're sort of coming from. Yeah, like...
I also wear glasses, but I don't wear them sometimes, so maybe that could be it. Even though, like, he's very wolf in appearance and very wolf in everything. So, yeah. So, any other highlights or lowlights before we move on to favourite characters? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was very nice, like, scenery. That was pretty cool.
Very moody.
Yeah.
I wish
he's salty because he died.
Of the people that we were protecting. They just
I cared about the Gazimon.
That's fair. But I just mean, like, as characters, the reason we protect these people is that they existed, and we didn't.
Yeah, because we're good guys. Because the good people protect the baby wolf Digimon things. Yeah, I think that's sort. So that's
having
sort
dealt
of like
with TSA
I
today. Disagree.
Disagree. Yeah, I getcha. So, who were our favourite characters? Mine was definitely the fairy twink Strabimon, because I'm just really happy to see Strabimon there, so that's my choice. Evie. Yeah, I was just about to say you pick Zanbamon, right? And Quinn.
I'm gonna pass for the moment. Let Austin go.
I mean, I have a
Grizzmon?
bias for Grizzmon, but Grizzmon also was not a character. So
no, look, no, you can pick Grizzmon. Like, okay, I would like to read out something that Quinn has chosen. Episode 30, The Asbestos Rainforest. Episode 25, Author of SMBC. Episode 20, The Digimon Encyclopedia. Episode 19, The Burger Jack Sign. Episode 18, The Great Sky Gina.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
We saved the best for last.
Episodes 52, The Giant Pillar. So, yeah, you don't have to pick, like, Grizzmon is more of a character than the Burger Jack sign, so...
I mean, like,
yeah.
I would pick Grizzlymon if Grizzlymon was there for more than one moment to die, but for characters, I'm gonna go with Strabimon as well.
That is fair. Also, while I was looking, we also have episode 49, Lilith. And also episode 51, Goku. Which I also picked... No, sorry, episode 50, not episode 51. For episode 50, I picked Giant Ray, so...
Sometimes it be that way.
We just pick things. Sometimes it be that way.
I will have to go back and re-listen to all y'all episodes.
Same, to be honest.
Especially the ones... When we get a little bit salty, that's when we start talking about Evangelion, because I guess the show kind of does anyway.
Wait until next week.
Next week is looking extraordinarily Ava.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while since we did some Ava, so I'm ready for some Ava.
I'm ready for some Ava.
That's fair. Quinn, have you chosen a character yet?
I'm gonna go with the moon.
The moon?
Yep.
Just the moon, Luna.
Yep.
That's fair, honestly. Okay, I put you down as the moon. what we're about, that is some words. I'm going to try that with some vowels. So what about the rating for this episode? I gave this episode a 2.5 out of 5 because which is not a bad thing. It was there.
I'm also
very
go
much,
2.5.
it was there.
It was very middle of the road.
It wasn't bad.
I'm going to pick
continue.
3. For same reason, very middle of the road. But I enjoyed this episode, but it was also like nothing happened except press Gabumon.
And also Grizzmon dying.
Yeah, I mean, I like Grizzmon, so I was so excited when I saw it in the preview. Like,
oh yeah, me too.
But like, I could see myself if rewatching this episode if I'm skipping episodes I don't like.
Yeah, it would make the list of ones.
Oh yeah.
So a little above middle for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not a bad episode.
You know what
it's just an okay episode.
If we're gonna do a bunch of Ava, they need to get Utada to come in and make a theme song because they're so good.
They're so good, and their songs are so catchy. Just put like "Beautiful World." You just take one from Evangelion, like
exactly.
They can just redo an Evangelion one or something. I just really like.
Or just play some Comb Sister Todd, something.
Which was basically would have fit in like episode 50. Which is, I'm pretty sure I put that as a description for that episode. I don't remember. I was pretty salty.
Oh yes, you did.
Anyway,
I had to show.
I know
boyfriend.
that, which is the same thing as like the Metal Garurumon episode, where even though I liked that episode, the description of that podcast was still the cakes, the distance. Even though I liked that episode, I just felt like I wasn't feeling very imaginative. It was just too accurate, and like I think some people thought that I wrote that, and they were like, oh, nice little rap there, and I was like, no, this is an actual real song. Please listen to it.
Please,
you make me feel old.
Understand that in the 90s there were bands.
I never heard that song before, and when I saw that description, I was just like, what is this?
Yes, and then you did, and you
little music video.
It's very weird.
It's extremely furry.
It's gonna be in my head. It's gonna be in my head now. Yeah.
Can you play us out on like 10 seconds of Going the Distance?
Evie, what would you give this episode? That's fair. Like I liked it. So that means
that had a lot of good points to it. It just never really quite gelled.
Yeah.
So in terms of our overall, well, for Quinn, myself, and Evie, that means it's an 8.5. And oh no, the 8.5 is the one we've given a lot of 8.5s to. So
most surprising to me.
Because I guess that's sort of like this is an average episode. It kind of exists and it happened, but that's all we really have. So the last 8.5 was episode 52, which I have to actually... Oh, that was the Hoomon episode. I think this episode was... Better. I think I liked the Hoomon episode more.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll be honest, at the moment, I'm having a hard time remembering the Hoomon episode, so...
It was safety first.
Yes, okay.
Safety first. Go on, Zenny.
I personally, I know I'm not affecting it, but I would put it this episode above that one. Because the safety first got real annoying real fast for me.
Okay, I think the enjoyment of Hoemon's episode is kind of like dependent on how annoying do you find safety first.
Yep.
And I liked it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I will defer to whatever y'all to decide, because I don't actually have strong opinions.
I think I'll put it I think I'll put it below episode 52, so that's okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, and now I'm just gonna and then I'm still trying to find it in my own ranking. I'm fairly certain it just sort of sat in the middle for mine. Oh, yep, I found it on mine. So that means on our overall it's 33rd. In terms of our own individual rankings, it's in 26th place for mine. So that's kind of like, yeah, it's in the middle-ish sort of. I also like how if it stays in 33rd place in our overall ranking, even when we're at episode 66, it will literally be in the middle. And I guess that's just how numbers work. I don't know how I'm saying that. Like, oh yes, that's how.
Isn't it cool how
half of 66? Isn't it cool how numbers
this season is?
Yeah, that's reasonable. So Evie, where are you putting episode 56 in your ranking? 23rd. So above Hikari and the Moving Forest? That's fair. Look, that Hikari and the Moving Forest is kind of like the episode that I base everything on. That's like an average episode that I kind of like, an episode that I enjoy. I think I liked Hikari and the Moving Forest, but it was kind of like very much it was there.
Petal Dramon good.
Yeah.
I liked it because of Petal Dramon. Like, I'm just happy that Pedaledramon exists. Like, it makes me happy. Quinn, where are you putting episode 56?
I'm gonna go ahead and put it above 48, so kind of lower middle.
Okay, so that is... Yeah, so between episode 2 and episode 48?
Yeah.
Coolios. So that means that's in 35th place. So more or less, yeah, we're kind of like in the middle. And Austin, I know you don't have a ranking, but if you just sort of handball it, like whereabouts in the... Would you put it in the middle or the top, or... Just give it a random number.
If I'm being honest, there are so many episodes of this season that I do not remember at all, and I'm just like, how have we had...
It's definitely top 20%, which is a shame, to be honest.
Yeah. That's... A lot of the episodes have been kind of average
I'll say
bad.
In the higher mid-range.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But, I mean, if this is... I literally say this every time we get, like, an average episode, but I'm going to say it again. If this is the worst this show gets, then that's kind of good, I guess.
Yes,
I don't want the show to get any worse than this.
It has gotten significantly worse than this.
My
yes,
favorite
definitely.
episode of this season so far has actually been the Soaring Hope one. Where
oh, yeah. I think that's, like...
Introduced.
Yeah, that was a really solid episode.
That's Evie's that's like Evie's top episode. That's my second top, and that is in 4th place for Quinn.
Yeah, very solid episode.
So yeah, I think we all kind of agreed that episode good. Like, for some reason, I feel like I'm looking at my top one and it's Hikari and Tailmon. I'm just like, I must really like Trauma or something, because that's the top one, and I
something
don't.
that Digimon does really well when it tries to deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, yeah, episode 32 is top in our overall ranking, though. Like, our overall ranking makes more sense than any of our individual rankings. Now I'm looking at them like, yeah, this is, I agree with these, which makes sense, because, of course, it's literally the combined thoughts of us, so of course it would make sense. My rating is just a mess, because some of these I've given a lot higher. Like, I was just, I guess... Like, there was a time, like, after my car accident where I was on, like, painkillers, and I think it showed. I was just like, this is a good episode. I like Digimon. So that's a thing. Anyway, so do we have any miscellaneous...
I can imagine there are a lot of episodes of this series that would be a lot better on some pain meds.
Yeah.
I was
say...
just
like... Yeah.
Try... I stopped watching Try, like, 3 movies in, and then just watched all of it when the final movie came out.
Yeah.
I have not felt compelled to stop watching this season the same way.
That's fair.
Oh, that's good. So it's not Try. Positive of Adventure : not Try. Good.
Which is weird, because I think
put
I
that on the
like
banner.
Try a little bit more.
Try has some really good parts. Like, the first 3... Oh my gosh, we're talking about not the colon. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it has some good parts, but then it has some very not good, which same for this season. Anyway, so before we move on to comments, do we have any thoughts about this episode, or are we no thoughts, head empty?
There's a really silly moment where Gabumon is just looking up at the sky really forlornly, and it's very funny to me.
He was like, I want to howl at Moon. Where is Moon? Oh, there, Moon. I can howl now. I love Gabumon.
They hold it for like 4 seconds, and I just couldn't stop laughing the entire time.
One day look, it's the moon. One day my partner's going to go to the moon, but actually he's going to go to the Mars because he missed the moon. Cool.
Well,
that
getting
happens.
to the moon is just too easy. You just get, what's his name, just hit you with his attack.
Oh,
Crusader
Dynasmon,
Thank
why?
you.
Oh yeah.
We're doing Frontier again, but that face is my, like... I think in every Discord channel I'm part of, they have that as an emote. The Dynasmon face. I
kind of
I
want
love
to get
that face so much.
Just distraught Gabumon as a reaction.
Look, we have the Discord now, so we have opened up the Discord, which means that I should put more emotes on, because people like emotes, and I should probably just go through and just put lots of... Like, at the moment, we basically just have Dreamogimon Sprite, which I coloured in because he's fat, and I like him, so that's about it. Anyway, so I should probably do that. Anyway, so yeah, any other thoughts before we move on to comments?
Looks like Evie's microphone has died, so everybody say goodbye to Evie, I guess.
Okie dokie, so Evie is here. But
mostly in spirit.
In queer, but mostly in spirit. So yeah, I saw Discord pinging, and I was just like, why is Discord Discord pinging, but now I know why. So yes, Evie is, she sends her thoughts, which we already got on the show, but she sends her, like, love and regards. Anyway, so on to comments. We have Ritza21, who says, the new and probably final outro is amazing. They like the group shot of them at the end looking tough, but Takeru looks like he's ready to beat him up with the smile of his, which just like, yeah. I don't want to get beaten up by an 8-year-old, but they all do look very determined, and Takeru does have like that Yamete kind of like stare.
Yeah, I actually was kind of sad when y'all said that you didn't like the new ending, because it's actually my favorite of the endings so far.
That's good.
They haven't been great.
I'm willing to say that this is probably my favorite of the 3. I just don't actually like any of the 3 particularly.
It's just
I
this
like
one.
No, we've had 5.
Danceable
This is the
me, so.
Quinn.
We're talking
this
about
is
the
the 5th one.
What?
Yeah, we've had 5 endings.
How are there 5? I literally don't remember several of them.
We have the first one was Yamato. The second one was the one that I love but Evie hates, but it's my favorite, which is kind of like the kaleidoscope one.
Way more cartoony.
We have
one.
the third one, which is like.
It's just a bunch of still images, except for maybe.
Yeah, I think that was when they're wearing their autumn outfits.
Anyway, yeah. There have been a lot of endings, and all of them are kind of bad.
And only
I like the second. I would die for the second one. Yeah, which hasn't updated at all. Next up, we have Dash
I
B.
noticed that the background sound effects are gone.
Really? Oh, because I remember them happening, and I was just like, why are they there? And then
last week when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I don't hear the background sounds.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you picked that up, because I know I realised when they added them, but now they've removed them. So that's... Okay, we have our 3rd opening then, I guess, technically.
It's just the first
one again. Yeah, it's just the first one again. They ran out of sound effects. So next up we have Dash Speed, who says, on the topic of Digimon, they disagree as they've been in a situation talking to the principal, which is very intimidating. It's like the head of the school is a title that carries weight, especially from the perspective of the kid, so that's why they talk to Digimon and not Barbamon. And then Dustbeat says how Bancho means leader of delinquents, so in a better show, Mimi would quit the school, become a delinquent, get Bancho Lilymon, and had to get Rosemon by actually understanding Barbamon's intentions. Basically a 2-parter episode, but overall they loved the episode, 4 out of 5, but could be better. And I still want Bancho Lilymon to show up, but I don't think she's going to, but it kind of just breaks my heart just a little bit.
Yeah.
I know Bancho is a delinquent thing, but it would have been a neat parallel for Bancho Mamemon and Bancho Lilymon.
It would have made a lot more sense personally, I think, but whatever.
Next we have Alphamarigi, who says that if you count the partners with females VAs as female, which I don't, but sure, they say that every episode would pass the Bechdel test, but that's not the Bechdel test, it's characters.
Females. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's the point of the characters, so, technically Dragon Ball, Goku is an 8-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Goku is Gilmon, so we can't just, when it's a kid's show and a lot of the voice actors are women, that's kind of because they're doing the kid's voice.
Most of the writers are women.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that. So, Alphamarigi continues to say that they understand why Taichi's in the episode. Someone has to help. They say Gigimon, but I think they mean they say Gigimon, which is the pre-evolution to Gilmon, but I think they mean Digimon. So I think they help Digimon beat up the goons. How can Bancho and Mamemon be a Bancho without perfect level goons? The other kids needed the evolution training more than Taichi, but better control over Blitzgreymon and Machinedramon would be useful to him, so they understand why they wouldn't pass up the training. Blitzgreymon is especially important to do things that are obviously going to happen, but apparently spoiler because people don't know it exists. Overall, they enjoyed the episode 5 out of 5. And it's good that people are enjoying episodes, and I do please give ratings if you disagree with us, or even if you agree with us. It is nice to know what other people are rating this.
Yeah.
But I still don't think Taichi should have been in that episode. There were other Digimon that could have also helped fight the goons. We have Jumojimon there. Give Jumojimon a character. Is it the same Jumojimon? Is it the incredibly buff Jumojimon? I don't know. Give us characters that aren't Taichi happening just once, please. Next, we have TGS, who really loved the episode as a Mimi stan. They loved the Digimon, who were nods to the Palmon line, Mimi joining in on the fight, Rosemon's magical girl transformation, literally breaking the chains when she devolves, Taichi wasn't too distracting, no anime boob bouncing with Rosemon, and the fact that we can play Giant Woman from Steven Universe for Rosemon. All of those are great points. I really liked all of those points too. I don't know, Taichi really does, like, kind of just, like, pull you away from the episode. Like, why are you there, Taichi? But that's just me being pedantic. Next, we have Black Knight Mon, who says the new outro should have been the new intro theme, but they do miss the old outro from episode 54, as it always got them so hype. And again, I love how everyone sort of has a different favourite ending song. Mine's still the second one, which apparently no one else likes. I just really like it. Then, last up, we have Salty, who say some hate it, but they like this episode same as last week, since it introduces Bancho Mamemon and Barbamon training Palmon is kind of nice. Mm. And yeah, I have some like for this episode, but I can understand if people really like it, and I can understand if people don't like it. I liked the last episode, but not a lot, because Taichi really do hurt.
Hi, I'm recording this on my headset real quick, so sorry for the terrible audio quality. I just wanted to give my ratings and rankings of favourite characters real quick, so that I can just drag them in wherever. My favourite character, I picked Zanbamon, because Zanbamon's really cool, and brought back so many memories from Digimon World 2003. He big. My rating for this episode was a 3.5. I enjoyed seeing tons of familiar Digimon. I like the setting and the samurai vibes. It was cool. And for ranking, I put it in 23rd place. So it's like kind of above halfway, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Sorry my mic died this episode. It happens. And I will be checking my batteries a lot more in future. Bye!
Alright everyone, so thanks for joining us this time. You can join us next time for episode 57, Contact from the Catastrophe. Do we have any predictions? Because I have, like, the dumbest theory that is not going to happen at all, but I just really want it to be. But I'll let you have your predictions first before I tell this terrible, terrible theory.
I have no predictions. I've kind of stopped doing that for this season.
This season doesn't have enough connective tissue to, like...
And having no expectations makes it a little bit easier to go in and, expect nothing and enjoy what little there is.
I'm hoping for some good Eva. I hope that it's not just a random illusion or some Bakemon turned into Taichis.
Yeah, which has happened in Digimon, so yeah, maybe it is that.
I got some Kingdom Hearts vibes from it, too.
It sure did have some Kingdom Hearts vibes. I also... Air, you may remember the weird moment when they first, in Original Adventure, get back from the digital world, and there's just this weird shot of, like, 20 Soras right before they get on a bus.
Yeah.
What is that?
That is horrifying. I don't know.
It reminded me of that. That's about all I got.
Yeah.
I don't remember that scene, and I'll have to go rewatch that.
Are y'all ready for my terrible prediction, which is not happening, but I want it to happen, but it's not?
The Digivolution is up and coming?
That, but also, so we get a screen which literally everybody is posting on Twitter because it's just a bunch of Taichis hanging out, and everyone's just like, hey look, it's the entire show in a nutshell, and that was literally, like, I saw it like 10 times, this is the exact same post from different people on Twitter. It's very funny, and I ended up making like a little edit where it was just, instead of Taichi's face, it was just the screenshot of the Taichis being tied up, because that's how Twitter felt. So yeah, that's on the Twitters, and now we have a link dump again. I will put it in the link dump.
What we need now? We need the two Spider-Men pointing at each other, but with their heads being that screenshot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, so my prediction, which is not going to happen, it's just sort of my theory, is that the reason that Taichi has been in every episode but hasn't really felt like he mattered is because he's actually a clone, and the real Taichi's been held captive this entire time.
I mean...
He's off with Daigo.
Yeah.
He did...
But that would be good.
We did get that moment where everyone thought he died. He could have been replaced during that.
Yeah, when he ended up in a crater on the moon. Yeah, Taichi died.
But that would be... Look, if if Taichi actually was kidnapped during that time and the real Taichi's been gone since that
I
episode,
will take back.
I will take back every negative.
Taichi actually died during that moment, and everyone just being
Oh,
refusing to believe he died. Digiworld magic brought him back.
Or they're just all clones.
Oh yeah, I want
the real
to be a
Taichi
clone,
died.
and he was even just kidnapped or something. We just need some scenes of Taichi being held in the dark miasma like Angemon.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, and then miasma does something, and then he becomes, I don't know, Daisuke, and then that's what Atobangumi is. We solved it.
They torture him until he became a monster. He became
Wow.
Daisuke.
Daisuke.
I like Daisuke.
Or Ryo, even better. Anyway, so that's my dumb, theory / prediction, which is probably too good to happen, because if he died when he became a crater or not died or kidnapped during that time, and then every Taichi that we've seen, the reason why he's been so boring is because he's just a clone, and that's why he's been in everyone's episode, because he's keeping tabs on the children. I don't know, but if that happened,
that would also explain why
that'd
the
be
arrow.
Genai.
That would explain why the arrow just spins, because it's not Taichi holding it.
Yeah, no, none of this is gonna happen.
No.
But I like it better than what's
it's too
actually
good.
gonna happen.
Or if
it's
if
definitely
this
too
is
good.
what happens, they're just gonna not do it well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, seems like a Colin thing. But yeah, do we have any other predictions?
I'm going with my Bakumon guess.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh, I just think. We see Algomon, so I guess Algomon makes clones now.
It could be like the baby form of Algomon disguised.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically it for the predictions. So now that I have a link dump, because I now have the website again, the link dump's linked in the description. So is our Redbubble. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com. The spam has continued again, which is fantastic. I missed that spam once I got rid of it. It's back. Or you can comment on this episode or message us on our website, LostinTranslationmon.com. Or you can also leave a comment on the YouTube version of this episode, because that's where I check and I read out for the questions part, which is still Postmon Pat, but it's not its own segment. So we also have blog posts there. That's exciting. And you can also follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter. And you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also chat with us on the Lost in Translation on Discord server. Yay! Woo! It's a thing now. And we have a discussion thread on With the Will, and we have one on the Digimon subreddit as well. And if you were to review us on any podcast catcher that you use, that means that we can read out the review on the show, if I find it. If I don't find it, you'll probably have to let me know. But if I do find it, I'll read it out on the show. That'll be pretty exciting and pretty cool. You can also donate to my Patreon, that's linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month, and that gets you access to the Patreon-only areas of the Discord server, but there are higher levels for more rewards, such as unedited and early episodes and more, so check that out if you are interested. And, of course, thank you to our current supporters on Patreon, Joe, Stephen Reeves, who's WildWing64 on Archive Our Own, Kadawashi, Chisai, who you can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Neobu, who says you should also follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Kyle, Lismet, who is a Lekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Mamimon, Sam, Anthony, Keith from Gone While Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter Rewatch podcast, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, and Grey Tanuki. You can also make a one donation on our PayPal, which we found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon. You can also donate to me on my coffee account, which is ko-fi.com/Edra. And I didn't fumble at all during that, so good on me.
Also, just a last note, sorry for Evie's audio being mostly
I was just about to say that. Yeah. So I will, Evie says that she will send through a bit of recording that she will pop in, so that will fill in here. So yeah, basically Evie has been basically silent since about 15 minutes in, so anything that Evie said is... I might just pop... I do have her ratings here, so...
She recorded a 15-minute thing or something, I thought?
Okay, but just in case... So she gave the episode 3.5, she put it in... If I can find it, which place... No, it's... What episode is it? 56, yeah, there we are. I can remember things. It is in 23rd place, and her favourite character was Zanbamon, and then otherwise we will edit in Evie's thoughts into just before the outro part. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Evie apologises, but things happen. We can't really stop things from happening. And it's a miracle that we haven't gone through that. Like, we haven't had that many bad technical times in this show. So well done, us.
I'm shocked that I didn't cause any this week.
Last week was just like everyone, and it was a nightmare to edit. It took me like 3 times as long to edit last week.
Oof.
So that's a thing.
All
so
right.
yep. So
I
that's
am
the thing.
disgustingly
Anyway.
tired. So.
Oh yeah, same. So I'm going to finish off. So just quickly, Quinn, where can we find you?
You can't.
We can. And Austin, can we find you anywhere?
Yes, I have a podcast of my own. It is called Andalite Bandits. Me and my friend Beverly read, recap, and review every book in the Animorph series in published order. And
Oh my
we've
God.
also started doing live commentary tracks for the TV show. So
Oh my gosh.
That
sounds
been
great.
Really fun.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
I should, yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s children media. So if any of y'all
I
like
have such,
Animorphs, check it out.
Gotta
have
get
this
in on them
huge,
teenagers doing war crimes.
Oh my god.
and
there's been
furries.
so many
But,
war
look,
crimes.
I don't know if this actually happened in the show, but I have like this, like the only part of the show I remember is like they're hiding out in like some construction tubing or something, and like this guy's scratching the back of his leg, and then he noticed that someone else scratches the back of his leg and realizes
that Chapman is a controller.
that's all I remember. Like, I watched the entire show and I read the books, but for some reason that bit I can still see in my mind him scratching the back of his leg with it, like with his other foot, obviously not the same foot. That's one way to work out if someone's secretly evil, if they started scratching their foot with the same foot on that leg. I don't know.
That he was wearing cowboy boots and yelled the word incompetence. And
I don't even remember that part. I just remember he scratched the end of it, like the back of his leg. But anyway,
and then he does the
so
same thing
that's a
in
thing.
the school, and so they're just like, "Oh, he's a controller."
Please let me sleep.
Sorry.
Yeah. So of course, Evie is on the Moncast, which Quinn and I are also on the Moncast, so that's pretty cool. And again, Evie apologizes, and hopefully I have edited in the her little thought part into the part where it's meant to go, and I haven't just put it in the end because I've been editing the whole episode and I just put it on the end because I'm like, oh no, I forgot. So anyway, yeah, I should probably let people go to sleep and include myself included.
That.
So thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Quinn, Evie, and Austin for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye.